Okay, my name is Jane Scharf, and I'm a paralegal, a licensed paralegal. And today I want to do a statement about the Bill of Rights and how it relates to protest.
Black is the color of the blood we left from stone and earth. Red is the color of the ink we used to claim its worth. Gray is the color of the Hispanics we're living in. Green is the color of the fuel for the fire my hope runs thin. We need a worldwide revolution, retribution, restitution, revolution. We need a worldwide revolution, the preservation of habitation from any nation.
So, first and foremost, we have the same rights in here by and large as we have in our charter. So that's the Bill of Rights 1960. And it's actually, in my view, superior because it doesn't have an override in it. These are your rights. They're inalienable rights. That's the end of it. And section 1, D, E, and F, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly and association, and freedom of the press. So those in total compose or comprise your protest rights. And in order to override your rights, and in this case, we're looking primarily at your protest rights, it says in section 2, every law of Canada shall, unless it is expressly declared by an act of the Parliament of Canada, that it shall operate notwithstanding the Canadian Bill of Rights, be so construed and applied as not to abridge, aggregate, or infringe, or to authorize the abrogation, abridgment, or infringement of any of the rights or freedoms herein recognized and declared, and in particular, no law of Canada shall be construed as applied so as to authorize or effect the arbitrary detention. Well, I won't get into the specific ones, but it basically, it's committing the government to respect these rights at all times, unless very serious situation that has to be brought in through an act of Parliament. And we used to have a War Measures Act that could be brought in through an act of Parliament. I won't get into that stuff right now, but currently we don't have an act of Parliament that's bringing in COVID measures. Section 9127 of the Constitution, which makes the control of communicable disease a federal responsibility. Therefore, all of the provincial measures are unconstitutional. Police have to respect the Bill of Rights because all police in Canada are federally regulated. So municipal, provincial, and federal police have to follow the Bill of Rights, recognize what rights we have, and we have to articulate it. Anthony had some success with that. Like in Toronto last Saturday, he said to the cop, do you realize that you have an obligation under the Bill of Rights? And he kind of looked at him and he goes, only with an act of Parliament can you override our rights. Do you know of any act of Parliament to override our rights? And then he goes, no. So it was pretty good. And he didn't give Anthony a ticket. We don't want to just say the charter, because then that brings up that bill, that section 1, which is a problem. We don't want section 1. We want unalienable rights.
Freedom! Freedom!